Welcome to class, everybody. Great. Welcome, welcome. Thanks. And now that we've uncovered the noise, let's weave together what truly works. Noise. So today we're going to be talking about the integration model that we'll be using during this vital reset, eat by design. So a living bridge between spiritual wisdom, body awareness, and modern science, which people love. They love it. They love it. All right. So why does this work? Well, there's three strands of integration. Firstly, we look at our natural design, our God-given design, our divine design, and that tells us all about hunger and fullness awareness. So learning to recognize when you're hungry and when you're satisfied. And you know, lots of people completely have that shut off. They've got no awareness at all. Lots of people say, I have no stop button, Lee. I don't even know that do I have a stop button? Right? Fair enough. We've lost the control of that. But this is natural wholeness, listening to God's design in real time when we actually understand and can feel that. So Qigong is another part of that, which is energy scanning and flow. So every breath of practice and every movement clears stagnation and builds and frees life force energy. So when Qi moves freely, digestion, emotion, and clarity all improve, right? So the framework of traditional Chinese medicine we use to understand impulse origins, giving us a framework to work positively with emotions, because emotions drive most of what we do. We say in Qigong, the mind leads the Qi, but so much of our lives is really spent chasing things. So we're going to help to understand cravings and where emotions come from, and that emotions come from specific organ systems, like fear in the kidneys, worrying in the spleen, frustration in the liver, fire in the heart. And it's interesting to learn to balance all of those energies gently, you know, so we can do that with these practices. So together, those three things create sustainable change. It's not another system to follow, but a way to return to your natural rhythm. And so now let's practice your first body scan. I love to body scan several times a day. And it's easy to do. So it's an easy embodied practice. So close your eyes, inhale, exhale, become present in this moment. Inhale, exhale. Bring attention to the crown of your head. Now down through your face, throat, shoulders, chest, belly, legs, and feet. Good. Notice sensations. Did you notice any tension, warmth, blockages, anything surprising or flow? There's no judgment. Again, this is just observation. And it's really important to start to instantaneously be able to do these scans so that we can move blocked energy quickly. So if an area feels blocked, lots of people will say, oh, my shoulders are blocked all the time. You can place your hands there and you can breathe light into those blocked areas. So work through your body, notice and clearing blocks, noticing and clearing blocks. Where else do you have blocks? Maybe you've got blocks in your tummy. Maybe you've got blocks in your back. Lots of people complain about back pain. So let's work at that. Good. Now let's grab a journal and take a few minutes to write down your thoughts as they have arisen through this body scan. So we're going to pause for 7 minutes here and just take time to write that down. Good. I'm going to pause the video. And I'm going to put on my little timer. And I do want you to go through that body scan and to I've even had people who will just do a little body drawing, like a crime scene guy, and just put little points on it where there's tension, tightness, where there's flow. If you have a lot of pain, bring light into all of the areas of your body from top to bottom. Just wash light down like a waterfall. See if you can swirl the light through your body, through those blockages. Swirling waterfall, water, rain, swirling like a wave to cap blocked energy, to warm it, to move it. Good. What else has arisen for you during this body scan? And starting again right at the crown of your head, just do it one more time. Close your eyes. From the very top of your head, internally and externally scan. How's your hair? How's your brain? How are your eyes? How's your skin? How's your chin? How's your jaw? How are your teeth? How are your ears? How's your hearing? How's your eardrums? And your neck? And your vocal cords? How are your shoulders? Your chest? All the internal organs? Heart, lung, liver, kidneys, spleen, stomach. Good. And then the sexual organs, moving down to the legs, your back, your spine, arms, elbows, wrists, fingers, each finger, the base of each finger on the palm where they meet your hands, and the tips of each finger are your fingernails, the skin on the back of your arms, your elbows, moving down, back up the arms, down the front of your chest. Do you have any blockages, or are things free flowing? Your lungs, stomach, digestive organs, front of legs, knees, shins, top of feet, toes, bottom of feet, heels, calf, quads. Good. Just hold that scan in your mind. Work through any points. Continue to journal what you noticed about your body. What did you notice about your scan, or the things that you were surprised to find? And wherever you're holding tension, just think about relaxing that tension. Good. Wonderful. Good. What did you notice? Did you notice anything that was surprising to you? Yeah. Some people were like, oh, I thought I felt stronger today, and I noticed some weakness in areas. And not for you, though. You were like the opposite, right? Feeling weak, and found that you were stronger than what you thought in some areas. Yeah. And it's interesting too how our mind leads that energy, and how we're able to remove blocks just by thinking about it. We'll get better, more adept at it. But good practice for here today, just to pause and go, what's really going on in here? What's really going on in here? Yeah. It's fun. Our bodies are so amazing, right? They're amazing and they're healing all the time. They're changing all the time. They're healing all the time. They're restructuring all the time. And the body wants to move towards health and wellness. So if you'll help it and get out of the way of it being healthy, it will move you towards health and healing. So these are, it's really fun to just start to recognize just how much power we have internally to shift things. So thank you so much for joining me on that body scan. And again, this is something that I do multiple times a day. I mean, morning, noon, and night, probably 5 or 6 times, because I'm very active. And so I'll be going from a practice to another practice, or going to play with grandchildren or whatever. I'm going, well, how do I feel right now? How does this feel? Do I feel well enough to pick up the 2-year-old, or, well enough to pick up the 10-year-old? Not. But it's just, how strong am I feeling? Am I feeling like my immunity is good? Those things, right? So we've become very adept at scanning more than one area. So not just your physical health, but the lymphatic systems, et cetera. So we'll be diving more into that over the course of the next 12 weeks. Thank you for tuning in today and just starting to practice that body scan. It is lots of fun, right? All right, so we're just going to pause this now and move on with the rest of our lesson. Thank you so much for taking time to do that. Wonderful. Return to the seat of awesome. All right, so now that you've got your written down your final thoughts, just place your journal aside and get comfy in your chair or standing, whichever you prefer. And now we're going to do the triple warmer clearing. And you'll hear lots about the triple warmer as the 12 weeks expands. But for today, that's the name of it. And using 3 fingers, the index, middle, and ring finger on each hand, you're going to start at the outer edge of your shoulder and just sweep gently down the outside of your arm to the fingertips. In relaxation, we're going to repeat this 6 to 9 times on each side, depending on how much time you have or how quickly you move. This clears stagnant energy from the triple warmer meridians. It releases stress and prepares your nervous system to be able to hear that internal wisdom. Good. So I want you to visualize a golden orange light flowing down your arms as you sweep. Let's do the other side. Beautiful. On each exhale, softly say, ha. Ha is for clearing heavy feelings, for getting feelings of heaviness to leave, and having clarity enter. Right? Orange flowing light. Good. Flowing down the outside of the arms. Wonderful. And we always do what we do on one side, we do to the other side. So place your hands over your heart and whisper to yourself as you bring that swirling orange light into the center of your heart. Whisper to yourself, oh, I remember. I remember. Remember. Because you're not learning something new here. You're remembering what's always been true, right? You're remembering what's always been true about your divinity, about your divine blueprint, about how to listen to the cues that are meant for you. So now move your hands to the belly and swirl that golden orange light into this area. And you're going to store it there for later, your big chi ball. That's wonderful. All right. Good. Move gently Breathe deeply and trust the quiet cues within. Right? They're the language of your healing. They're the language of your healing. Thank you. Good. And hands in lap. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. Take that energy with you into the rest of your day.